Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones and welcome to I Am Ministries. And so we're going to be studying, John chapter 14 verse 28. All right, John chapter 14 verse 28. And so let's look at it over here. And let's poke the bear yet again. And presto. It says over here, let's get it to the middle a little bit. It says, you heard, Jesus is speaking. You heard that I said to you, I go away and I will come to you. If you love me, you would have rejoiced because I go to the Father. For the Father is greater than I. Now let's read this again, okay? Let's get this down here just a little bit. This tells me what time it is. Okay, the clock. Verse 28. You heard that I said to you, quote, I go away and I will come to you. If you love me, you would have rejoiced because I go to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. Now, this is part of the upper room discourse, okay? The upper room discourses, and this is in the upper room, okay? So this is basically, this discourse is basically before he was arrested and tried under the Sanhedrin, under Pontius Pilate, and under Herod, okay? And then after that, he was taken away to be crucified for his elect people. Now, he says here, it's kind of strange, okay, that he said, that the Father is greater. That would seem strange. First of all, he didn't say that the Father is better. Okay, even the witnesses know that, okay? It says, for the Father is greater than I. Now, as a matter of fact, he didn't say that I am. He said, for the Father is greater than I. We're going to check out the Greek, but it doesn't say over here in English anyway, for the Father is greater than, it says over here, I should say, I go to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. And I don't see an am over here. Okay, Amy, meaning in the present tense. It says has an ego, most likely in the Greek. We're going to check that out. I want to point this out to you. This cannot contradict what he just said in around verses 1 or verse 1 or 2. Check this out. Do not let your heart be troubled. Jesus is speaking to his disciples. Believe in God. Believe also in me. That is equating himself to God there. Okay, that's a fact. This is the only time that the word God, appears here in the whole chapter. And this chapter has about 31 verses. It's a big chapter. It's not as big as Luke chapter 1 or chapter 2, but or 1 Corinthians chapter 15, but it's a big chapter. Anything over 30 verses is big, okay? You understand what I'm saying? So he equates himself to God right here. You, check this out, do not let your heart be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. And of course, the NASB has the me capitalized because we're talking about one of the members of the Trinity. Okay, so the me is capitalized. So there are instances in this chapter where Jesus equates himself to the Father. Let's read another one. Verse 9. Jesus said to him, have I been so long with you and yet you have not come to know me, Philip? He who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Now check this out. Verse 10. Do you not believe that I am in harmony with the Father and the Father is in harmony with me? Does it say that? It doesn't. Doesn't say that. I bet you guys were saying, even from the tower, wait a minute, it doesn't say in harmony over here. Well, then why put it in harmony in verse 30 of chapter 10 of this very same gospel, the gospel kata Ioanne, the gospel according to John? Okay? There are two verses now that actually prove that he is equal, okay, to God, the Father. Okay? Now, you have to understand that the word Father appears, okay, in the Greek. And let's get the Greek out here. Let's get another app here to actually look at the Greek, okay? So let's look at it. I don't want to press that. Right? Let's get another app over here. Okay? And that's it. Let's get chapter 14. Okay, this is the Greek of John. Okay, let me see. May. Yeah, this is May. This is the negative. Okay, May. It's a mu eta. May tarasesto. Okay, humon. That's in the plural, humon. Okay, and that's a second person personal pronoun from the plural part of paradigm. Hey, cardia, the heart. Okay, pestuete. Now that's in the second person. He's still speaking to the disciples. Believe. Okay, pestuete, believe. Okay, in, and that's the Greek preposition es, and then ton theon. Believe. Okay, believe in the God, literally says over here. Believe in God and in eme pistu ete. Look at that. Look at that. And as a matter of fact, do you see the word after the Greek preface? I'm in the second line right now, all the way to the left. Remember, you read Greek from left to right, never from right to left anymore. Okay? From left to right. And so ace, okay, is the in here, if you will, preposition. And look at that eme, eme. That's emphatic. Now, listen. When you're taught Greek, okay, we were taught not to put too much emphasis on the emphatic, emu, eme, and all that stuff. But this is what Jesus said if he was speaking Greek, okay? And this is emphatic. It's just not me, but it's eme. So we, as preachers, we do have to, and as Bible teachers, we do have to teach the emphatic to some degree, because that's what it is in the Bible. If that's just what it is. Okay, eme is emphatic. And we'll say something, believe in God, believe also in me. He is equating himself. No one can say that except for Yahweh. No one can say, you believe in God, believe also in me. It's blasphemy if he's not God. Total, absolute blasphemy if he is not God. This is blasphemy. Can you understand? This is blasphemy if he is not God. And I'm not talking about a God. I'm talking about God. But it's not blasphemy because he's the Son of God. Okay? Now, let's go to verse 28. Okay? Verse 28. That's verse 15, 18. Now, I have to say this before I get there, and this is verse 25 over here, that you have to understand that the word God appears one time here, and it's an accusative case construction. Number two, you have to understand that when Jesus said Father in, of course not in the vocative, I mean, he's speaking in a third person, that the word Father appears, okay, at least 23 times in the Greek text, pater, in its various constructions, either patera or patras or pater, in various forms, okay, 23 times. So when he said that the Father is greater than he, well, then he was saying, Okay, I mean, I'm saying that because I'm speaking third person, but I'm just saying that he said the Father is greater than I, who's talking about, himself. Okay, the relationship between Son and Father. He was concentrating on the Father-Son relationship, not on the Theos-Logos relationship. Because of the overwhelming use of pater in this chapter. It was used 23 times. And as a matter of fact, it would have been used, Father, if it wasn't for the, pronouns. The word Father would have been used at least 25 times or 26 times in his text here of what we call John chapter 14 John chapter 14. Okay, you have to understand that when when you're making a Bible study, you have to look at all these angles. You have to look at all these things, and that the word God appears one time. The word Father appears 23 times, and then there are some pronouns that refer to the antecedent. Okay, Father. Okay, so you have to understand that when Jesus said, "For the Father is greater than I," he is not talking about his original relationship, which is also called intercommunion with who we now know as God the Father. And he wasn't God the Father at the time of the intercommunion subsistence recorded in John chapter 1 verses 1, verses 1 and 2, as a matter of fact, okay, all across the board. He was talking about right here the relationship between the relationship between he, the Son of God, and the Father. You have to understand that. Again, the word Father appears 23 times, the Greek word pater. And probably in the Hebrew New Testament, translated from the Textus Receptus, Av appears there. Okay, at least 20 or 23 times. I don't know how many times they translated it into Av, Father. One of the Hebrew words for Father, the other one is Abba. Okay, Ima is actually a Hebrew for mother, by the way. By the way, according to Hebrews chapter 7, verse 3, Logos had a pater, a mater during his eternal subsistence before the incarnation. No father, no mother. And the writer of Hebrews uses the allegory of Melchizedek to prove the point. And other points as well about the much superior office as priest that Jesus has, okay, even now, to that of Aaron, who died, and then another one took his place, and it was a limited office. But I digress. Okay, now let me see, where's my place over here. Okay, verse 28. And let me see the time. That's the most important thing right here. Okay, I don't have that much time to go. It's about like not even 2 minutes. But it says verse 28. It says, excusate. Says, excusate hati ego. Epan. Humin. It says over here, upago. Okay, hupago. Okay, kai erkamai. Erkamai. It says over here. It says pras humas. Okay, agapate me. You love me. Okay, ekarete an. Hati, okay, paru amai, prastan, okay, patera. Okay, patera, hati, hapater, okay, wait for a second. Hati, hapater, okay, because the Father, meson mu esten. And it says it's greater than me is. Okay? That's what it says over here. I would love to see the variant readings of this verse over here, just to look at the variant readings, just to see how it's recorded throughout history. God gets the glory. Take care.